So we have a hexagonal prism of height 100 millimeters, resting on one of its bases, okay, on the horizontal plane, with two of its rectangular faces parallel to the vertical plane. The hexagons at the bases of the prism are circumscribed around a circle of diameter 50 mm. Now this prism is cut by a plane perpendicular to the vertical plane, and then also the same plane is 30 degrees to the horizontal plane, and the plane goes through one of the top corners of the prism. This is what we are required to do. First of all, draw the front and the top view of the hexagonal prism, then also the true shape of the truncated section at the top of the prism, and also the full development of the prism. Here's what the prism is going to look like, with the vertical and the horizontal planes in the background. I think I see a small sketch of what the front view will look like. Okay, that's a fair idea of what the front view will look like. But let's go to AutoCAD to see what that would be. So in AutoCAD, first of all, we'll draw the hexagon. I already have a hexagon here. I will remove that and just start a fresh one. So first of all, use the hexagon command. Okay, number of sides is 6. Okay, specify center. I am interested in using the center of my workspace as the center for my polygon. Center for workspace is coordinates 0, 0. I'm going to enter that. So 0 in the highlighted place, hit tab, hit 0 again, then now press enter on the keyboard. Okay, now our polygon is a circumscribed one, in that the circle is in the center of the polygon, touching all the sides of the polygon. So I will choose circumscribed option. Okay, now it's asking for radius of the circle within the polygon. We are going to enter 25 because the diameter across flat distance of the hexagon is 50. So we are going to enter 25 for radius of the circle within the hexagon. So type 25 and hit enter. So there is our hexagon. From here we'll also draw a line up above the hexagon. This line, we want it to represent the vertical plane. Okay, so draw that line. I want to choose where the line will start. Okay, and I want a line to be 10 mm above the hexagon. Okay, so I'll enter a coordinates that is that has an extra 35 in the y direction. But now look at my crosshairs. Currently is the x direction value that is highlighted. So I want to stand somewhere around this part of the hexagon, but above. So let me specify, let me say negative 50 for the x direction. Okay, and then hit tab, then I'll enter 35, so that will give me 10 mm above the hexagon. Enter. Okay, all right, my auto is on. At this point I'm not using a particular dimension, I'm just drawing horizontal to my right. Okay, let me enter 100. The line is 100 long. Okay, right click, enter. Now this line, I want to call it my vertical plane. That is considering you are working in the top view. Okay, so I'm going to label it vertical plane. Enter first corner. Okay, then I want my text to have a height of 5. Enter 5. Okay, so I'll call this vertical plane. Call this vertical plane. Vertical plane. All right. Then, so let me also label the corners of the what particular type of, so that's multi-line. I'm interested in using single line. Okay, let's label the corners. Specify height, again 5. Specify rotation angle 0. Okay, so I'm going to call that A, comma 1, then call this B, comma 2, call this C, comma 3, call this D, comma 4, call this E, comma 5, call this very corner F, comma 6. Okay, so I click away, right click, I'll just escape, press escape to end my text command. This command ends. Okay, so now I'm going to offset the plane line, the vertical plane line, again 10 mm above. Okay, so use offset command, offset distance 10 mm, 10, enter, select object to offset, offsetting my plane. Okay, 10 mm above. All right, now that I'm working in the front view, I am going to call this my same plane, the horizontal plane. So single text command, single line command. Okay, this is my, let me call this my horizontal plane, text height 5, angle 0, so I'll call this my horizontal plane, horizontal plane. Okay, escape to end, text command, choose horizontal plane, drag it down a bit. Good. Now I'm going to change the layer for the plane line, okay, just to make a bit of a difference. So call that layer, that layer is actually, I'm calling the planes layer. Okay, now okay, so now we have where we'll start the front view from. We'll take projection lines from the top view onto the front view to complete the front view. So projection line, is my auto on? Yes. So start projection line from here all the way up. How far should it go? Just let it go. I don't have a lot of space, because you just let it go. Repeat the same thing, repeat line. This time projection from B2, take it up. Repeat the same thing. This time project from C and go up. repeat line from D, go up, then enter. Okay, we are told that the hexagon has a height of 100. Okay, so I'm going to use offset. I can as well type offset in the command window. So offset. So you specify offset distance. This time around we are offsetting through a distance of 100. So enter 100. Hit enter. Okay. Hover your little square over the line you want to offset. Okay. I select that. Then click the area I want to offset to. Good. So that is complete. Now I can use trim to remove the lines I do not want. So here, this I do not want these. Okay. All right. Let me also dimension this. I can use linear dimension so that I'll get the distance between this line, this line, and specify second extension line origin. I'll specify here. Okay, so my hexagon has a height of 100. Okay, I'm going to give it a special layer. It's a dimension layer. So call it dimension. Choose dimension layer. Okay. Then also the top of our prism in the front view is truncated by a plane inclined at 30. So I'm going to rotate the line at the top here through 30. Rotate command is rotate command. What does it tell us? A command line. Select object to rotate. I want to select the top line that I drew. Okay. Right click to show that you are done selecting. Now specify base point. Okay. I can rotate at this corner. I can specify this point here, which has highlighted the green square, or I can also select this point here because they are both corners of the hexagonal prism. Okay, now I choose to select this as the point of rotation, base point of rotation. Okay, I've done that. Specify base point. Okay, now it's asking to enter. My auto is on, so I can't see my line rotating. So turn off auto. Okay, now it's asking me to enter the exact angle. We discussed that AutoCAD takes angle from the right, or from the, let's say, the positive x-axis. Okay, specify rotation angle. I will enter 30. So I have that. Okay, and hit enter. Okay, so this my line. This is my new white line is 30 degrees to the old one. Okay. Now essentially there is no old one. The blue line is now a dimension line. So I'm going to do two things. I'm going to extend the rotated line. Okay, extend the rotated line. Left click and click the right side again and drag. Okay, then I'm going to add another line at the top. Okay, so that will be repeat line, adding another line at the top. here all the way. Okay, I can send it anywhere I want. I can end it there, right click, enter. Now what I want to do is I want to use the last line I just drew as a reference for my angle, because when I want to dimension an angle, I'll need two inclined lines. That's why I've added the second line. So angular dimension, okay, select arc, circle, and line. Okay, so I have my green little box specifying the first line. Okay, then it asks me to specify the second line. Okay, now I have my angle. So once I'm satisfied where I want the angle to be, I'll left click. Okay, let me draw a line again. Okay, but it's a center line, so I want to select center line, layer. So I want the line to go through the center, so I'll hover my crosshairs over the center. Once it highlights green, I take it out to around where I want to start the line, then I go through that way. I want the second point, hover it through the center again, so that the tracking will ensure that it goes through the center. Auto can also be turned on. Okay, so there you go, enter. Okay, what I want to do next is to repeat line again, over the center. Now there are two centers here. One, the first center that's showing now is for the center line, but I don't want to draw through the center of the green center line. I want to draw through a vertical line. I want to draw a vertical line through the center of the hexagon. So I have to make sure my hexagon center is highlighted, but that is not happening. Okay, good. So now it's highlighted, and I'll be able to draw my line. Okay, and it's okay. Okay, to the very top. I'm satisfied. Okay, I wanted to extend a bit out of the base as well. So left click, once it's highlighted, I'll left click and drag the red line. Okay, good. So I think our front view is almost done. Let's trim out the parts we are not interested in. So trim command, trim again. Okay, my trim is not responding as I expect. Okay, let's just go on. Now we want to apply layers to the rest of the drawing so that we end this part of the video. So escape. I want to use visible line. Okay, now so the outline of the hexagon is a visible line. I'm selecting the visible line. So you notice that it has changed to red, and the line weight has also changed. Okay. I also want to select the base. It also should be a visible line, which we'll trim later. Let's trim it. Okay. No, the whole object has been trimmed. Control Z, go back. Okay, escape. Okay, now all the white lines are construction lines. So let me choose all the white lines in the front view. This one, let's take it as a construction line. This, and this other one. Okay, construction lines. So if I have construction line layer, I'll just choose that layer. Okay, use visible line again. Use visible line. Now let's draw the visible line on the part you're interested in. So I'm going to start from here. Okay, deactivate auto by pressing F8. Good. Oh, so I can just, that's an intersection. I click that, and then to this corner, so it's an intersection. I click that, then okay, that's another intersection. Then I'll finally end here. Right click, enter. Let's finish it up. Repeat line. Enter. Trim. Oops. Control Z. It has trimmed off my dimension. Sometimes that happens when you have double lines, so I just have to reapply the dimension again. So use dimension line layer, then redimension. It's not angular. I can use linear. I'll select first point, then also select the second point. I have that same thing. Then I can place my dimension. Okay, so we have a front view and top view. Let's complete it by finishing the text, single line text. This point here is going to be height 5, angle 0. Then my point is going to be 1. I didn't want to use the dimension layer, so change back the layer to layer 0. Okay, then single line, specify start point, start from where I want it to be. Height is still 5, enter. Angle is 0, I enter. So I have point A, point 1, then I have point 6 and 2. Then I also have point E, no, sorry, not E, point 5 and 3. This last vertex here is going to be point 4. This one here is going to be my point A. Over here I'm going to have my point B. F and B. E and C. And the last one, that vertex is going to be vertex D. Okay, so we are going to finish off. We are going to currently we have the orthographic views. We are going to, so this is front and top view. We are going to pause here and continue in our next video.